First of all, let me share my screen. Good evening. My name is Wahid Lutfi. Today is February 5th, 2023. It is Sunday night. I'm going to talk about ChatGPT. So let me do the slideshow first. In the field of computer science and computer technology or information technology, you have been hearing about client-server architecture, about virtualization, cloud computing, and a lot of the other buzzwords, whether it's data science or some artificial intelligence or some branch of computer science like artificial intelligence or machine learning, language model, everything that you have been hearing it. You're going to see every 5 years, there's another word or another software that is introduced that is in the tongue of every person that you can name it. They want to talk about it and discuss it. So ChatGPT nowadays, in the past couple of weeks or couple of months, since it was introduced back in November of 2022, last year, about 2 months ago, it was introduced. It was actually written by OpenAI. OpenAI is the artificial intelligence open source based on San Francisco. This is the software company, startup company that is behind the technology of ChatGPT. ChatGPT software is like a chat bot that you make question, request your question, and then you get submitted result. I'm going to show you the kind of like limitation and then the features and the capability of ChatGPT tonight. So you're welcome to watch it. And what does ChatGPT stand for? You can see the C is actually, it's just because it is a chat bot, it is called chat, but it is, the C is conditional. So whatever condition or statement that you write in your query, you're querying based on a condition. You say, give me this information, and then ChatGPT will look into the OpenAI kind of bot inside the knowledge base that it has, which is articles of books and articles and website information that they have stored it up to 2021. And they're going to search that one almost like an expert or AI software run on top of that knowledge base, and it's going to just return the query. So condition generative. Generative is this G, because based on the statement that you write, the query that you write that has a condition, say is 9 plus 25 is 34 or something, you just put a condition and say, give me a syntax of this language, give me a kind of formula for this one. So all the information that you put in the condition, and the chat GPT will go use their language model and then OpenAI to just return the query, generative pre-trained. Pre-trained is meaning that this P is stand for pre-trained. So the documentation that it's the knowledge base that is on the database of ChatGPT already is going to be already pre-trained with this query matching those conditions. So it's already trained, and then it is going to use that one in transformation. It does transform it and return the result for you. So generative pre-trained transform. In addition, with this condition that you write in, the session for your question that you write, and ChatGPT AI is also learning from your information. So it's like almost like a machine learning kind of capability. But because this is a software, the software is going to learn from these pre-trained statements and pattern matching of your pattern on that session. And so you put certain information, it already knows that you inserted some query before. And if the query is something that they can help with it, and then they're going to just do pattern matching and then return more result. So this is very important. ChatGPT stands for Conditional Generative Pre-trained Transformer. That's a mouthful name, but I'm going to show you the OpenAI website. So the OpenAI website is https://openai.com. And then I'm looking at the About page here. On the About page, you can see it says OpenAI is an AI research and deployment company. Our mission is to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity, which is very nice that we want to just use artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity, not just to say, well, we're writing to just take over your jobs or something. But a lot of people are going to have those concerns. So I'm going to talk about those concerns as well tonight. And then about how the schools, students, for example, teachers might have a kind of concern about maybe the instructor or is going to give an assignment or exam that the students could just use ChatGPT to get the answer. That's not fair to them. They have to learn it, the materials. So, I mean, the one way to avoid that one is not allow cell phone or computer at the time of the exam. And then if you're doing it remotely, make sure that you have the question that are asked have certain time frame. And then even though that ChatGPT will beat everybody compared to 2-second answers. But again, these are some of the things that for the limitation, the restriction, and then security aspect of it, that why some people may have valid concerns, some of them. But ChatGPT will be a replacement for the next 5 years or next year or next 2 years. You will see that ChatGPT is going to take control of a lot of the legacy software. And I remember back in 1998, when Google was writing Google search engine, I was using Google in 98, 99 already, when Google has not, it had it online, but it was not going till 2004 with IPO. So, but in 2004, when it went to IPO, the stock opened at 65 or 85, and then all of a sudden, it just had so many features, so many nice things that Google provides, especially the docs.google.com website and all the things that you can search on Google for the queries that you can do. So those functionality just made a Yahoo legacy. Someday, you may never know that even though Google is still working on higher end technology, is not going to be completely replaced by ChatGPT, but it is a competition. So Microsoft already is investing on ChatGPT about $10 billion. Originally, the ChatGPT, when it started up, there were 6 investors or owners of ChatGPT that put $1 billion. Elon Musk was one of them. And then those 6 people, they just came out with OpenAI company and based on San Francisco, and then wrote ChatGPT. And then that was maybe 2015, I believe, or something. But then they introduced it in November of 2022. And then as you can see here, Microsoft, is buying like 49% of ChatGPT already, even though ChatGPT is not in the stock market yet. But Microsoft has about 49% stake because of the 10 billion contribution, and they're going to make Bing of the search engine of Microsoft like a big competition for Google. So Google is aware of it, and they're doing it. The nice thing is about these technologies coming and competing each other, there's kind of fair share for everybody to get what they want. But at the same time, these new technologies that are introduced, we all learn from it, and we all should take advantage of it, and then watch the limitation. Some of the limitation, for example, if you do right now open an account and do so many queries that may just say for the given hours you exceeded your maximum API calls. When it does that one, it is just a limitation. But when this company is going to go big like Google, then there is no such a limitation of like your query is going to just be like, okay, you use too much of the system for now, you have to log out. But some other limitation that is regarding to the security aspect of it. Another limitation is right here: limited knowledge of Word event after 2021. So this is a limitation. Before 2021, the knowledge base will return result. So if you say who won the World Cup in 2022, it's not gonna just give you that information because it doesn't have anything after 2021. These are limitations that could be fixed afterward, and the dynamic aspect of it is there. But there are certain other information, misleading information or harmful instruction, something like somebody wants to build something that is dangerous to humanity, they're not going to just give the answer how to make a harmful thing, or just may occasionally generate incorrect information. So some of the information, maybe if you're looking for like what is the news on China balloon as of last week, because it's 2021, they are not going to give that information, and they don't want to give misleading information or fake news that scare people more. So it is good that for some reason some of those features and functionality should be relied on news like BBC News, CNN News, or Fox News, whatever news channel that you're watching, you should watch it from there rather than just go to a website that's already not as dynamic and or as their data is not like facts that you could rely on. So those are some of the limitation. And then the capabilities, I'm going to show you the capabilities, I'm going to show you the limitation, and then some of the examples that we can do queries. So with this, let me just go to this site right here. Let me go to, I'm going to move this one a little bit away from here. So the actual website that I am logged on, I'm going to show you, it's going to be chat.openai.com. But before we get there, let me just show you on the actual website how I get there. So this is MyWebUniversity free education videos channels. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe so you get to see all the videos as soon as I post them. And you're welcome to watch and like and learn and make some comments. That's the one. So here I'm going to just talk about the OpenAI.com. This one is again is a secure port, HTTPS port 443. So it is going there, and you can see that if you click on the about page, basically on the about page of this page, you will see this information that I was reading you earlier, and also the details are here. You can just read all that information and about the company and everything. So this is OpenAI that wrote ChatGPT. Their software is ChatGPT, and is here. They already have a link for it, which I also have it on my presentation introducing ChatGPT. When you click on this one, it is going to just open chat.openai.com site. If you have already have an account, and it's going to just, because I already logged on to the system, it's already having this interface for me. The last question that I put here, those are already there. And then whatever question you want to ask, this is your chatbot right here. The interface here, and then you just click on this one to send that question, and you're going to do it. Here, they are just telling you about the examples, the capabilities, and the limitation which we talked. So let's say, for example, just to show you this limitation, first, let's say, who won in the World Cup, Qatar, right? Qatar 2012, 2022, that was last year. And then So here it says that the World Cup Qatar was won by France. That is not right. The World Cup Qatar. So let me just put another question. Say which country won the FIFA World Cup 2022. So if I put that question and then it still says the wrong answer. So and that is the limitation here that we were talking about, like the OpenAI. On the question, some of them we say that it may give you misleading information, which is not accurate. So this one, it says may occasionally produce harmful instruction or biased contents. France didn't want it, Argentina won it, but because it does not have information based on the year that we put, since it says on the website here, it says that we have only before 2021. So since we have it before 2021, if I just say another question about the limitation, say, tell me about, let's say, what do you know about the China balloon news last week or this week, whatever you just say. Since you're typing it, then right away it says, I'm sorry, but the language model, my training data only goes up to until 2021. And since it goes to up to 2021, any question that are after 2021, they are not going to answer it. So that is easy to answer this one. But let's just say who won the World Cup in 1986. I know Argentina won, and it also in 86, Diego Maradona was the time. So 1986 FIFA World Cup was won by Argentina. That's a good answer. So you can give it a thumbs up and say, okay, yeah, what would be the ideal answer? Say Argentina. So you can train the model, and then that would just give the answer. Here, now I say, okay, that is there. I say, who was Diego Armando Maradona? He was the biggest, best kind of, you can call it the GOAT, greatest of all time, Maradona. So I'm going to write Maradona like it is there. And then Diego Armando Maradona was the greatest of all time. But this answer, it was not good enough. So it says, I'm not sure who was this. It should have find it. Earlier I searched it, it found it. Let me just write, maybe Diego, I wrote it wrong. So let me just write Diego, who was Diego Armando Maradona. And then now it finds it. It says, Diego Armando Maradona was an Argentinian professional footballer who played as a forward. So he was also called the GOAT, which is greatest of all time. But when you type in the name, notice that Diego versus Diago, the one that I wrote here, inaccurate with A being E, it did not find it, and then just with one character, it found it. So that is kind of limitation of the problem that it is there. Let's just write another question, say, who won the FIFA World Cup? I know it is on 2010, but I'm going to say 2008. And 2010, Spain won it. But let me just see if 2008, if I write it, it just says 2008, Spain won it. It wasn't 2008 World Cup, because World Cups are every 4 years. Who won the FIFA World Cup 2010? This should also be like showing you that Spain won it, and that's accurate. And so you can see that it's there. Spain won it against Germany. And then Ernesta has scored a very beautiful goal at the last minute. So let's just ask a different question this time. I'm going to ask a question about some food in Afghan dishes. So let me see. What is the Afghan dish? Mantu. Mantu is like a good, let's just put it together like this and then see if it finds it anything. Yeah, it finds the whole thing. It says Mantu is a traditional Afghan dish made of boiled steamed dumpling filled with meat, and it talks about the whole thing. So it is meat and onions and other stuff, vegetables. So then I could say, what is the dish, the Afghan dish for Qabli palau? Let's say Qabli palau. I'm going to try that one without question mark. And then it defines it. Say Qabli palau is a traditional Afghan dish. This one is made with rice and then carrots and raisin and everything. And it does talk about the whole thing here. Tasteful and here. So then if you say how to make Afghan Qabli palau. So let's see if it does tell you the kind of recipes and ingredients and all that details of there. And it does tell you exactly one by one. That's very useful. And I'm going to just see that if, I mean, this is all easy to understand, even if somebody doesn't know English, they can read it. But if, let's see if the ChatGPT can translate it in Farsi for us. Then I say, based on the instruction that you gave me, translate that one in Farsi. So this is there. Can you translate that in Farsi? Translate, I might have typed it wrong, and then let's see. Qabli palau, translate this into Farsi. Certainly here is a recipe for Afghani Qabli palau translated into Farsi. So right now it is actually doing the translation, and it is just trying to just return the result. That's why this is blinking. You can see it's مواد لازم کیلوگرم اثاریه یا گوشت بزرگ و بخش های قابل خرد بشکنید. پیمانه بسمتی برنج، عدد بسل بزرگ خرد شده، سینه کلوی سیر پرتاب شده، قاشق غذاخوری روغن سبزیجات. So it's really nice. It's just writing all the قاشق صبحانه زردچوبه، قاشق صبحانه نمک، قاشق صبحانه فلفل سیاه. یک قاشق اون میگن. It's telling you, I'm just saying in Farsi. پیمانه خرما، پیمانه آلمان خورد شده، پیمانه آب، طرز تهیه. It's telling you even in Farsi and that one. So this is kind of like a dream kind of come true, that you could just train somebody to just get this information, and then all of a sudden they prepare a dish in Afghan food, whether they read it in English or in Farsi. So in addition, let's just do some computer science stuff or computer technology. So I say, write hello world program. So I'm going to write something like this, hello world program, and then program, and let's call it in bash. C shell, awk, C, C++, Python, Perl, Golang, and then Swift, and then HTML, Angular, what else? So we could just say Angular, and then Node.js or JavaScript, and React. Let's just say React, and just get the outputs. Notice here for all the languages that are written, the first one is for Bash, the second one is for C shell, third one is for awk, and then the syntax for awk, we're going to close it, and then for C, include, and then return, and then close it, and then for C++, the same thing with standard arrows, and then lib and all the details. Python, close it, and then Perl, similarly, and then Go language. So imagine how easy it is to just learn something. And then if you're looking for something on like a molecular formula or something, you could get all of that information here. So ChatGPT in that sense is very useful. If you're a student at school, you can get these answers and start learning. But at the same time, it's best to just do these ones for your knowledge base. Don't just answer the question in terms of cheating. Answer the question so you could learn it and benefit of your work. So let's say if I say, what is the molecular formula for benzene? So this might give you C6H6. That one I remember from my school. So yeah, C6H6 right away it gives you. So if I just say, what is the distance between sun and earth? So here is going to say about 93 million miles, and then that's just in million miles, that's the distance. Similarly, if you say, what is the distance between let's say Mars and Earth? So that between Mars and Earth is like about 240, I believe. Yeah, 140 million miles distance. Similarly, if we look for the distance between moon and Earth. So if you look at this one, about 235,000 miles, I believe. Yeah, 238,000 miles difference. So if I just look for something that I'm interested on a database, for example, and I say, write me, let me just say, how to create a database in Oracle MySQL, and also SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. So let's see if we could get it on Oracle database, MySQL database, and so for Oracle, it says connect. You're connecting access password as DBA, then say create the database DBA, MyDB, and the name. So my SQL minus u root minus p, and then you provide the password and create database MyDB. For SQL Server, use master and then create database MyDB. And then now say how to grant access to a database for user one. user one, and MySQL. So let's just get that one to see if you can get access to MySQL one as this. And imagine how simple it is. Grant all privileges on mydb.store to the user and this. So grant and revoke or privileges that are called data control language in Oracle or MySQL database. There's data definition language, data manipulation language, the data control language. Grant is one of the data control language. If we say, give me, let's see, what is data definition language example, MySQL, let's say. So data definition, like creating table, creating table, anything that you create indices, create users, those are data definition. You're defining, that's why it's creating it. And then if I just go data manipulation language, select and update and insert would be data manipulation language. So look at how it is dropping and creating tables or data definition and then adding users and so on. All of that one falls in there. And then if I just say, let's say, select select let's write like a query, say select description, and then ID and so on from a table one, order by ID is equal 5, let's say, and then limit is equal 10. So you could write this one, see if it is going to help you with this syntax or not. This is a SQL query written in unspecified syntax. It appears you're trying to use these ones. But then you could also say, write me a selected statement to do this one. And notice that they give you actually the similar syntax. It says, select description, comma, ID from this table one, order by ID is equal 1, descending order, limit up to 5. So this very nice, very useful information you could do. Similarly, if you say in Unix or Linux, and Unix or Linux, write me a find command to search for all files that has the extension C++, let's say extension C++, and list them all with ownership information. Give me a long listing and a list, and provide a long list of the files. So you are basically doing a find with the search of the directory structure minus name star.c++, and then minus ls is going to just do the path. And that's exactly there. But you can also do a minus exec and then just do a minus exec ls minus l and then braces and do it that way. So there's a lot of commands, or minus type f. But these syntax that are going to do it is depending on your question. So whatever question you do it. For example, if you say in Windows, PowerShell, what is the command start service and do? So a start service will start the service, but and then you have a start service, a stop service, run service. All of those ones will just show you, and it will tell you that start service dash name, the name of the service, and it gives you even examples. So if I say PowerShell for statement, for loop example. So if you're just looking for PowerShell for loop example, there you go. You have a lot of examples that could show you. Similarly, if you just say, write an index.html and convert it to this other language, you could do it. It's so easy to use this one. So the options that are there is very, very good. And then you can just do queries of anything that you want. We search for stuff that was database, computer science, and then artificial intelligence. And then if you're asking for like knowledge base, something like what is, let's say, kilometer, what is millions, what is a kilobyte or something, those are easy. Some information that you're going to use ChatGPT for is a little bit different than just searching as a query on Yahoo or Google or Bing. So those search engines have limitation also. But this one, you can just query with questions, human kind of knowledge that you're just interacting it based on this. So if I just say HTML to React conversion, for example, this is just like telling you how you can just do HTML to React conversion. It even gives you examples of simple HTML code. You can see the doc type, HTML and HTML head, body. All of that information is written, and then now it gives you the equivalent for that one for React. So if you cut and paste, sometimes inside your question here, you could do a shift and then cut and paste your HTML code, and you get based on that one. So that would be more useful for you to just learn it. But don't rely on these answers as the only answers, because some of these questions are a little bit biased in certain ways. A lot of the programming code may functionally work, but it might be not the best answer. So if you just want to optimize it, you might want to look at it differently. Like earlier, the example that I was showing you, the find command, I could write 10 different ways to do the same task. Depending on my need, I will write it differently. So when you see something is working, don't just think that it is working and I'm going to be happy with it. I have to just cut and paste it, because sometimes when your code is 1,000 lines of code and it interacts with other modules somewhere else, you're not going to have the code to be easily found. So let's search in Python stuff. ChatGPT in Python. So if I say Python Chat GPT module. So if I just want to know anything about the ChatGPT model, module itself, then it is going to generate that information for me. And here is an example of using. So it says import OpenAI, which is the company, and then after that one, OpenAI, the API _ key. Then you get your key based on that query that I'm doing. So you have to have an account to have these queries. So you're making API calls. And then when you do get the response, now notice it is submitting this one. The engine is text. So you're going to read all that information. I don't want to read it. What is the capital of France, for example, in this one? And then it's going to go through the chat, and then it's just going to generate it. And then the generated output, the text is there. So similar, like if I put that question, what is the capital of France? This kind of code runs inside the ChatGPT bot. And let's just write it there. What is the capital of France? So in the chat bot, and right now when I press enter, it basically runs that code, and it's going to say just the output is, and then it prints this output right here on the chat output. So you're welcome to say, for example, if you're learning like Python FPDF, the other day I showed you how to just write with free PDF documentation. I'm going to just show you one more thing with this one. That's why I opened this FPDF stuff here. So you can just see that I already wrote some software on Python to just bring you the PDF version of Windows and Unix manual pages that are thousands of PDF files. So just for Linux, it's about 6,000 PDF files, and then for Windows, about 62 different PDF files. And I made it in a nice format. So when you're looking at those ones, you can just come in on MyWebUniversity, let's say on .com/. So this will take you to MyWebUniversity first. And then once you're in there, and MyWebUniversity, let me just make sure that this one opens up properly. http://mywebuniversity.com. So refresh. Why is it going to HTTPS secure page? And then that's I haven't done the security yet. So this is the website itself that has a lot of videos that you're welcome to watch it. And then if I go to the table of contents, this thing that I put, the book is all online for you, available. And then you're welcome to learn Linux and Unix, and a lot of those find command I am already showing you an explanation on the documentation. But let's just say you are interested to get manual pages. So manual pages, PDF, notice I put for every section about one PDF file for every command that are there. For section 1, notice that here is this large table that is there. Let me make this size a little bit bigger. It's only 80, so now I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it. And then you can see the PDF files for all of them for section 1. And then if I go down here, there's section 2 up to section 9. So all of these ones, as you can see here, is section 2. And let me just go there, section. These are HTML files as well as PDF file. The one that I'm showing you are all PDF files. Section 3, and then section 4. And right here, section 4, and then section 5, and then 6 and 7. So let's say I'm going on one of them, and so randomly I say, show me this expression PDF file. So expression.1 is the expression command on Linux that you're just running some expression. And then this PDF file will open, which is right here, Linux expression manual pages. And so the query that you did, you just click on a PDF file here, and it produced the output here. Similarly, I put this man underscore, let's say man underscore pages. And then this one, I also have all these ones for you that are available for thousands of commands. So just for Linux was 6,600, for Solaris about 13,000, for Mac OS X some thousand, for Windows about 62 of them and everything. So like if I just go on the PDF version of Windows, I could say help underscore PDF. This table comes in. Notice that this is only for help on commands for PDF. So if you click on that, for example, PDF on the version that's just running a version command, you read it and you say, okay, this one gave me, when I type in version, it does this. Let's just try that one from command prompt. So if you learn something here, you can practice it on a command prompt. So on the command prompt, I type in ver, and then right away it tells me this. And if I type in volume, it gives me the volume. If I type in CMD, it's going to give me the CMD. But notice that if I type in exit out of this, the second time exit, the command prompt closes. So the volume version and everything here, you could just see that it is available for you. So if you do a Control F, for example, and you say volume, and then volume comes in here, you click on it. I just showed you the output of the volume. Similarly, for example, for the directory command. So let's say CMD here, and then if I just say directory, it shows there directory/w is going to give me the directory O:(D), give me all that information. But knowing that information is useful if you just say, okay, here I'm going to look for a PDF file called directory. And right here, you click on it, and then make directory, change directory, all of them, they have their own PDF file. But it is very useful. You just learn it here and practice it at the command line. So this is the PDF file. When we did the on the ChatGPT, I believe it was right here, I wrote what is a PDF, FPDF. And this Python program that I wrote that generated all those PDF files I showed you on another video is using a lot of these modules, FPDF module, free PDF. And the company that made that one available for you on my video right here, on the video I'm showing is called FPDF library PDF generator. And then the website is fpdf.org. So let me show you one more thing here at the www.MyWebUniversity, and then I'm going to say chapter 7. So one of my book on there, I'm going to talk about chapter 7, and chapter 7 is similar, kind of like ChatGPT, but in terms of only give you Linux stuff. ChatGPT is giving you a lot more than what I'm providing you here. But here, this one, chapter 7 is the direct path to Linux Ubuntu. Let me just go to previous chapter here, because some of the orders that I have done is chapter 6 is this. Okay, maybe it's chapter 8. So chapter 8 is that program. Yeah, right here, whatever that one is, I'm going to just say, for example, if you're looking for something like Python, so you could just search for that one and then Python 3 or Python, and you search for it, and it will tell you here the manual pages. All the query is based on your queries that you're doing here. So if you say, show me a find command on the one that we did, here it will tell you the manual pages for the find command. And then on some videos, I explained the find command with all the most useful examples here there. So just watch those ones. These are sometimes 400 pages of a PDF file or HTML file. So if you're looking for this one, and then on the website where we went here, I'm going to go to man pages, man_PDF. Notice the one that I showed you with the find inside that green screen right here. This one is just the HTML version of the find command. But if you want the PDF version of it, Control F here and then type in find, and then find is going to show up a number of them. So let me just find the one that is only by itself right here, this one. So this is just a PDF version of the find command. And then this one will just say the same thing, that you have to move it slowly so you can read it. Sometimes it is just changing there. But if I go all the way to the bottom, there are some examples, and all the parameters and arguments are all explained. Similarly, you can find it here. So welcome to ChatGPT, and please make sure that you enjoy it, watch it, and use it. Don't just sit on it to say, no, I'm not gonna just, I'm gonna keep saying that this is not good, it doesn't have the limitation. Even the sun has limitation. Sun shine during the day, and during the night, we don't see the sunlight. So it just the fact, the way it is designed, sometimes God created sun to just gave us rest during the night so we could sleep. And then if we have to work during the night, we do sometimes. A lot of us work during the night as well. So take care. God bless you all. And then start working with ChatGPT, because if you don't work on it, you're going to fall behind. A lot of these companies are going to just take ChatGPT as a kind of a new technology, work with it, and I believe this is going to just make other systems that are query based, like search engines, a lot of them kind of a legacy product. Unless the new product like Google, they already have a lot of OpenAI or AI kind of software that they're already building it. They are not going to fall behind if they just don't become another Yahoo of the old style, that they can continue and not developing in the new technologies. So ChatGPT will win eventually. And then there's other companies that are going to win against ChatGPT, but ChatGPT will be just dominating for a while until just have some resource or limitation and securities and privacy kind of information that people are going to stop them. But I believe when you write software for the sake of helping everybody, nobody stops you. Nobody can stop you, even if it is cost-based, that they are going to try it. Open source community always or on top of everything. Take care. God bless you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.